Up. Well, as I promised you guys, we were gonna hopefully during season 9, when Worlds 2023 was going on, we would have a few bonus episodes of the Cloud9 podcast, and that will be today. So, welcome to the Cloud9 podcast, season 9, episode 3. We're going to be going over the the League of Legends World Championship 2023 World's qualifying series and play-in stage at this current moment in time. So lots been going on, not just with just Worlds in general, but a lot of news has been going on as well. And when I watched Golden Guardians versus BDS, literally I was doing a podcast episode appearance with Gunner NYC, who's in the chat sometimes, and I was literally watching game one as I'm talking to him because I can multitask with the two monitors here. And yeah, we'll talk about all that stuff. But so far Worlds has been this has been a lot more interesting of a play-in stage than years past, I'll say. It's interesting because of how the structure of the play-in stage is. All I wanted was them to fix the structure. Like, play-in stage teams should be fighting against other teams at their level. That way they can, ramp up a little bit. I don't really think they'll ever get better playing against teams like RNG and people like that, because they're just going to get stomped most of the time. But I think they have a better shot at being in those games if they play against teams around their level. You just need that ramp-up time a little bit.
Maybe PSG because those are Chinese adjacent teams.
Yeah, and they can scrim against the, I'm not saying they do get scrims against top LPL, LCK teams, but they can at least scrim like the 8th to 9th teams, plus the solo queue is, obviously better over there in those regions anyway. And it's, you saw it from, yesterday, which is really interesting. I didn't know Maple went back to PSG Talon because I thought TSM were stupid for getting rid of Maple. I thought Maple was a really good pickup for them. But they were like, nah, we're going to get rid of Maple right now for Ruby initially. Remember? Ruby was the player they got. And then they later on went with Insanity, who was a much better player than Ruby, actually. So it was nice to see, Maple back on PSG Talon. He's obviously a really talented player, really great player, in my opinion, actually. And how you been feeling about World so far, man? Oh, also today, guys, the emotes are out. I purchased all the emotes, the bundle. Just here's a trick to the bundles. Every year I've learned. $20 gets you all the emotes, and then if you put another $20 in, you'll get all the icons. So I'm gonna put $20 in a few days and get myself all the icons. Actually,
okay.
But that's if you want all the teams' icons and emotes. If you don't, then you can just get a little bit of money and support the team that you want. But I feel like Worlds only happens once a year. These emotes only come out once a year between MSI and World Championship. So I just ended up buying them all, actually. Gotta support my boys Gen G. I switched on my Gen G emotes today, so I was happy about that. Cloud9 G2. Obviously, RNG is not here this year, and they probably won't be at Worlds for quite some time because reasons that they themselves did, actually. But yeah, man. What's going on with you? Oh, I want to show you this today. I want to show you this. I don't know how you've been talking about your faucets right here today. All right, I told you I was going to get it. If I saw it at my Walmart, I told you I was going to get it. I got it today.
Oh, Zapdos? Okay.
Yeah, they had the binder collection. They had the trainer boxes. And the Zapdos collection. And, well, as you know, I only wanted the trainer collection. I only wanted the trainer box and the Zapdos collection. So, But dude, they were charging like $54 for the trainer boxes. They were trying to charge like $54 for Obsidian Flames. And I'm trying to sit here and go like, dude, I could just go on TC Player right now, PayPal paying for that shit, and that's much cheaper. You know what I mean?
Actually, it's not much cheaper because it's the same price on TCG Player. It's just you're spreading the charges out. Because at my locals, after taxes, it's $58.
It's $58. Yeah, they're charging like $54. Yeah, so like
it'll be $58.
Yeah, it'd be like $58.60 or some shit like that. Yeah. Yep. So they had the Pokemon 151 stuff there. I have another Pokemon 151 thing in there too. So
I bought the Alakazam stuff. I'm buying a couple more that I can fit finish the deck. I probably buy another ETB. Crack some stuff.
Because I want to let you guys know this as well. Since I have to now work on Tuesdays. The TCG podcast that we do talking about like Yu-Gi-Oh, Pokemon, all that stuff, that's probably going to end up having to be on Sunday after I do like a one-on-one if I have any one-on-one schedule. So like,
okay, big thing about your schedule is okay. If you know you do the league podcast on Sunday,
or we might do it on Monday. We can just do it on Monday too. It doesn't matter.
That works too. I would say I wouldn't. Okay,
but the problem with Monday going to Tuesday is since we do it at like 9 your time because that's when you get off.
Yeah.
That's when that's a fine time, but we can't do anything after that because then I got to go to bed because Tuesday morning I got to be early.
We do it Sunday, but you don't do a one-on-one stream. What you need to do is, unless that person can only do it on that day, because the main thing is you got to carve out 2 days, 2 main days where you can have the people do the one-on-one day.
Yeah.
Instead of trying to squeeze it in. I know, I got to free because the way I've been watching your stuff while I'm at work sometimes if it goes through. Don't try to squeeze it. Don't the mindset you should get into is okay. A lot of time right here. I would do it on a day that's good instead of okay. Let me squeeze it in between time. Because sometimes they might go over, sometimes they might cancel, and then you get
it's what I figured out. The best days for the podcast for people that are having one-on-ones are usually like Thursday, Friday, and Sunday. So that's what I'm probably gonna end up doing. We'll probably just end up doing it like at like 8 p.m. PST on Sundays, right? So yeah, guys, things have been going pretty good with the channel. I'm trying to put out more consistent videos today. I put out the big video talking about the Disney Plus MCU show TV overhaul. Obviously, I'm not going to go over all that stuff right now, but there's the video there if you guys just want the quick and short and easy stuff that I went over. And most of the things we've all been saying are literally true. It's crazy because people will gaslight people into believing that shit's not true, but literally, I promise you guys, go, not even just hear what I said in the video, just go through what that article said. Everything people have literally been saying has been true. So that's all. I'll just leave it at that. But how you been liking World so far, man?
It's been cool.
Been nice to have League back to watch at least. Holy crap.
Yep.
Chad's been having some hot takes surrounding Golden Guardians. I know people want to talk about Golden Guardians, and holy shit.
I'm going back. I'm looking at the game. I'm thinking.
That's right. Let's rewind it back. Let's bring it all back. So, all right. LCS 2023 spring split earlier this year. Okay. Power rankings. Yep. We're going to start from like the preseason going into the actual summer split, the spring split. Okay. So people had him power ranked at what? 8th, max 7th.
Yeah.
Borderline playoff team if it can kind of get it together. So they're at worst case scenario 8th place. Best case scenario they're barely getting in playoffs, right? Yep. Then in spring, for the first few weeks they didn't have Gory because he had visa issues. They got him in week 2. So technically you don't have to really. They weren't really playing with him for the first few weeks, and then he was getting adjusted. So after like the first 3 weeks when they were playing with him, they got a really. I mean, this was Ametis' first game on Cloud9, so keep this in mind. And they also gave him Victor, he's terrible at Victor. And so they beat Cloud9. They end up having a 2-0 week actually. Then they go on this like hot streak where they pretty much they end up don't they get like a 9-game or 8-game winning streak? So they go on like this 9-game winning streak. They end up at 9 wins exactly. Then they somehow free fall into this point where they lose 9 games straight. They don't win a single game at all for the rest of the time they get their final win to hit that 9 win, actually. Crazy shit right there. So that ends up landing them at like 6th place, actually. So they end up pretty much at the best case scenario most people had them at anyway, right? So they eventually end up 6th, right? Then they face 100 Thieves, who ended up actually, losing to FlyQuest the week before. And 100 were also a 3rd seed, actually. They had this really big back and forth. You can tell the teams are basically at that point, evenly matched at that point. Stixxay pulls off this hero play against Doublelift like he did back in the day in the 2016 LCS finals. They beat 100 Thieves. Really, really grueling series. They easily could have lost that series. And they beat 100 Thieves. They face EG. They end up just completely stomping out EG, and it wasn't even really close, honestly. Keep in mind, in context here, this EG team had COVID, didn't really properly had a chance to recover because this is back when COVID was lingering as not as bad as it is right now, to the point where, as you guys know, if you had it, you're still going through that like 2-week real slugfest to get over it. So keep in mind, EG is having the slugfest with COVID to still get over it. And after home, and they still have to go on stage and play. So like basically when they're feeling better after a week, they still have to play on stage actually, right? But EG at the time they beat CLG, they knocked them out, and they faced Golden Guardians and they lose. Then Golden Guardians, they managed to actually beat EG in that. And this is the thing. At this point in their org's career, this is already kind of the best they've ever been at. Because before that, they ended up only just fizzling. They were like one of those playoff teams. They get in the playoffs and they just kind of fizzle. Like they ain't shit. They ain't about to do anything, right? This is their best year, and it's not a wrong narrative. This is their best year. So they faced FlyQuest, also another back and forth 5-game series. This is when FlyQuest basically just went like to win some yo dog. Hey, I know this A-League guy ain't working. Even though you did do good for us, come on, help us out against Golden Guardians. Doesn't help FlyQuest actually. Golden Guardians ends up winning. And Licorice in the series, he played Malphite. He had that really great ult in to get them to go to Game 5. Golden Guardians faced Cloud9. And in that series, like I mentioned in spring earlier this year, I really don't think they played that well against them. It was mostly off the back of the fact that Cloud9 had comps that they could easily get stomped in the early game, but they just kind of didn't really ever push the pace of the game. Golden Guardians, they won. Cloud9 won Game 1 with Fudge playing Olaf. Golden Guardians won Game 2. And then in Game 3 and Game 4, you can pretty much just tell that Cloud9's a better team. Okay? And then Golden Guardians to finish second. And this year, if you're a second seed, you go to MSI. Okay? We wrapped it all up. Now at MSI 2023, they end up going to the play-in stage. Obviously, we know NA teams pretty much just stomp wildcard teams, So they stomp through the wildcard teams. Everyone knows they're going to do that. And then they face BLG. Okay? BLG is the second seed out of the LPL. And they get completely ass-stomped in Game 1. Hard. This game is like over in less than a minute. Not just from drafting, this laning phase are getting killed in.
No, it was JDG.
No, they faced JDG after they lost to Cloud9, remember?
Oh yeah, they did. Yep.
And after that,
I forgot because BLG also had to go for the playing stage. And that was
that's weird. That's so weird. I guess Riot rules, right? So they go to Game 2 against BLG, and 16 who he actually goes 0-10. He picks Ghost Zaya with Flash and tries to go and get a kill against the bot lane for BLG, and they just get absolutely destroyed. The only reason why they even win that game is because on missed positions, and they kill him, and they take that, and it's not even a close game, really. It's just more like one missed position really just kind of screwed BLG over. And people were like, oh my God, they played better than Cloud9 against BLG and JDG. In my opinion, both teams are terrible. I don't think Golden Guardians played good at all, really. I think people's expectations for them are so low to the floor that anything they did was going to be good. Like, literally, guys, anything. Licorice was like one of the worst players in the league in spring. Keep in mind that, too. He was ramping up. He got better at MSI. He was pretty, whack throughout spring, right? Then they beat BLG in Game 2. They get ass stomped in Game 3 against BLG. Then, they face Cloud9. They pretty much lose they lost 3-1 as well against Cloud9 there. Even in the run against Cloud9 at that point, it still didn't look very convincing. They faced JDG. Oh my, yes, guys. They tried to do impressive things. They tried to do things against JDG, and no, it didn't work. JDG stomped the shit out of them. That wasn't even that series was over in like less than 15 minutes, So they lose out of MSI. They lose to everyone, essentially. They don't win a single best of 5 at all. Or best of series. The first one is 3 games, right? Come in summer, right? People have been hailing Gory and River, remember, as one of the best mid-jungles in the league, actually. And they were pretty strong as a mid-jungle. You can go back and watch the games. They were. The problem here with this team is most of the ceiling they're going to have, you look at it and you go, oh, like it's not a bad ceiling. It's just more like I don't see them as a team constantly hitting that ceiling and being a consistent team that can hit the ceiling and constantly play at that level. Not even at like a minimum level, right? So Gory at a certain point in the LCS 2023 summer split falls off a cliff. River stops playing good. Licorice is kind of like their best player, but still has some pretty off games here and there. Stixay has been a fraud the entire year. I'm not giving that guy any credit. He's had a few good games here and there. Who he actually, with this horrible team, ended up being the best support in the LCS winning the All-Pro first award accolade for the All-Pro teams. And Golden Guardians had their best finish ever with more than 10 wins. They finished, 13-5? So that's like also another great accolade for the org too, But there's a problem with that, people. They go to the playoffs, actually. And before the playoffs, they have a tiebreaker game against Cloud9, and they get absolutely curb stomped once again. Same thing with J2G and BLG. It's just when they face Cloud9, they just play like their heads are cut off like chickens. So they play against NRG, and NRG had this reputation of beating better teams than them, but also losing to worse teams. So I even said this in summer too. I was like, if they face the better, because in playoffs, remember, you're not going to be facing bad teams like 100 Thieves and TSM and Dig and all those teams. You're not playing against those guys. You're just going to have one isolated match against the teams that they were being. NRG was 2-0 against every team that was above them. So I said if they play just them, that's going to look pretty bad for the teams because they struggled against them. NRG beat Golden Guardians, and then Golden Guardians go to the losers bracket. They face Dig. They beat Dig because Dig's like the fucking worst team in the playoffs. Shouldn't be allowed to be in at that point, but whatever. It's not my rules. They beat Dig. They face Team Liquid. They have a relatively kind of close back and forth against Team Liquid. I mean, I think TL could have just easily 3-0'd them, but it went to 5 games. Golden Guardians bombs out of the playoffs again. Bombs out of playoffs, actually. And you get to this point where there's, a month and a half break? Because for this year, for NA and EU, to get the 4th seed, you would go through a Worlds qualifying series. It's not Worlds, technically is Worlds, whatever, right?
Yes, yeah.
So then, that's Golden Guardians story. BDS. Okay. BDS. Most people didn't have hopes for BDS coming into this year, actually. Let's just be honest here. People thought they're going to be like an 8th place team, kind of like Golden Guardians as well. This roster on paper looked pretty jank, if I'm being honest here. Winter, they pretty much flub out like most people thought they did. In spring, they really hit a stride with the team. They started ramping up. They ended up making they beat Vitality. They beat a lot of pretty high profile teams people thought would be ramping up in spring. They made the finals of the LEC 2023 spring split finals against Mad Lions. 5 games. They lose in the 5th game, actually. They lose when going to MSI, actually. Summer split, they also look still pretty, they still have their form a little bit. It didn't look at it toward the beginning of the summer split, but they were able to be, competitive, is what I'll say, right? Who did they lose to in summer to get fully knocked out? I forgot. Not in the season final. I know they lost to Fnatic there, but they lost to,
was it? No,
G2. Right? G2.
G2, yep.
G2, yeah. So in summer split, they lost to G2.
3-1.
Yeah. And then they go to season finals. BDS beat SK pretty easy. And then they end up facing Fnatic. Back and forth game against Fnatic. Crowny had some horrible mispositionings on Ezreal. Yeah. And then they lose to Fnatic. And then they're the 4th seed. Okay? So then there's the team's histories right there for this year. Then, now they face each other. Reason why I thought Golden Guardians could win, I'm standing by my prediction. I'm not, backing out of it because I genuinely thought through the strengths that I've seen, I thought BDS were falling off harder. And I honestly still think this. If BDS don't really play with their gimmick, like you guys saw last night against Team Wales, they don't really have any game plan, really. Yep. I thought Golden Guardians, even despite them faltering and not doing so well, had a somewhat good game plan going on with their team. And I thought that if they played at the standard that we saw them play at when they were kind of considered a decent LCS team, they could win, honestly, But that didn't happen. I want to show you guys this game too, and I want to show you guys how dog shit the LCS is. Now, keep in mind, you're going to be like, but the LCS was terrible this year. I know that. I'm going to show you how bad it really was when it comes to the international stage. Now that I said all that, I'm going to let Chad say something before we start going over this game. If you want to talk about BDS or Golden Guardians,
honestly, both teams are frauds. Let's give it a buck there. Golden Guardians, you go back and look at it. They were playing teams that were faltering, and they got the right team at the right time. 100 Thieves had a top laner that didn't know if he wanted to keep playing. A mid laner that was already 2 feet out the door into retirement, and a support that was conflicted with the ADC. Now go to EG. All of them got COVID now. They're recovering, but they're not well. They haven't played well. They how you put it? they what's the word I'm saying? What's the word I'm looking up? They pretty much hobble their way into the playoffs. E.g., they're broken. All right, cool. Get them the hell out of here. And then FlyQuest, the biggest disappointment of the year. That's not even a question. They're the biggest disappointment out of all four major regions, and it's not even close. The biggest blunder by a organization. You had a great bit of support. You took them out for the support that you're supposed to have. That new support's not good. All right, cool. You realize that the team's not as good with the new support as the old support. By the time you get the new support back in, the chemistry's already been broken. Plus, your juggler's not as good. Your mid laner is just throwing away games, and now you got to rebuild this whole thing within the series. Now, whoever wins goes to MSI. It doesn't matter if you're first or second, because you're getting stopped anyway. And he threw away the whole series. Golden Guardians gets to MSI by default.
Remember, in Game 4 when Licorice did that Malphite ult to save their playoff lives, FlyQuest is in a position they could easily win that game. This is a team that's literally like hanging on by a thread, and they actually almost lost that series too. They were down in the series 2-1. Keep in mind, some of these LCS teams this year were hanging on by threads. We're talking like one player just basically carrying like sacks of corpses, right?
Yep.
We're talking like JoJo carries EG, you know? Let's just be honest here. JoJo carries EG. Doublelift carries 100 Thieves, right? Dig is carried by Jensen. A lot of these teams this year are strictly carried by one person. This is such a free year to do well in the LCS because all teams are bad. Even just from the LEC point of view, teams are also just badly GM'd, right? Like in most years, BDS ain't making no finals. This is like, come on, what are we doing here?
I got a hot take. The summer split with Cloud9 was carried by Berserker. Blackberry had some games where it was like ooh.
Like a lot of these teams this year from like the LCS and the LEC, these teams are carried largely off maybe 1 to 2 people. It's very rarely it's the whole team doing well. You know,
Cloud9 is the only team that had multiple players good, but not one whole.
But not team. At the same time, you would say, right? Yeah, it's so sporadic.
Yeah, it was each team and we're gonna talk about this later. Each team strongest player and weakest player on all 10 teams, because we're gonna break it down and tell you why the LCS is just not in a good spot right now. It's horrendous. It is horrendous. Yeah, I wasn't. But before we get to the video of Game 2, I'm not surprised on the result of the Golden Guardians BDS. I thought this was gonna be a bigger fight. This looked like a team that was mentally defeated.
Let's be honest here. Well, you said on the episode before we did this one, at least go out with a 5-game epic series where like you had the biggest shot of winning. Going out the way they did was just I don't want to laugh because it's just embarrassing.
They gave up. You could tell the team was just like, yeah, okay, all right. Yeah.
Like that, literally, what would you rather lose? A heartbreaking best of 5, you had a major shot at winning, or a series where you got stomped out so fucking hard that these games weren't even close to begin with?
Both of them hurt. Both of them hurt.
Yeah. But if you're asking me, I'd rather have a feeling of a chance in the game rather than
I'm gonna tell you why I'd rather not, because if I look back and it looks like I had a chance that I fucked and I threw it away, that's gonna hurt much worse than me getting blown out. That's the sad part about it too. Like losing just sucks. Period. It's like it sucks. Period. Like it's no way it's and a bus around it. You want it's rather to lose when you give everything your all. Like don't lose because you fucked up. Lose because they just outplayed you.
What's up, Ryan? How you doing, bro? How you doing, man?
Like.
Yeah, it's one of those things, man, where
I rather lose like T1 than 100 Cs, where
they got blown out, guys, so bad. And I want to show you just how just mentally destroyed. This game too, that I've been telling you guys I want to talk about is, man, the lines of shit here is so bad. Okay, like literally, fucking teams in Australia could play this, but no, that's Australia. I can't remember that much. I mean, teams like who was out of the playoffs early. this year. Like Team Heretics could at least play this situation out so much better. You know, we know there's way better teams who can play out these situations better. This game 2 is probably the most egregious shit I've ever watched in my life. People will be like, well, what about game 1? Game 1's just draft gap. Guys, they drafted Yone into fucking Maokai and Rakan. Like, come on, what are we doing here? And Oriana. That's automatically a loss. What are you guys talking about? Wouldn't matter about the top gap. They drafted Yone into Maokai, Rakan, and Oriana. That's automatically an L, and that's just pure draft gap. That's not even skill. That's just like you got draft gaps so fucking hard right there. But in the game, the reason why they lost game 1 is because not only did Gory not respect the gank potential of Maokai and Oriana as a duo, that's just kind of what it was. Also, let's be honest, the bot lane for Golden Guardians played extremely bad. Okay? 6A is terrible. Kuhi should be a lot better than that, but he just had a horrible series in general. His brain shut the fuck off. You could tell he was so mentally done after he did that Nico minion sneak on Nico against Nook, and he found him out. You could tell he was mentally fucked after that. He's like, okay, I'm just so bad at this game. You could tell he was just getting in his head. Like, I know he could play better than that. He was just getting in his head, just playing like shit. Licorice kind of did something for them in game 2, but couldn't push his lead, you know? And the team fighting. Oh, God, don't get me started on the team fighting. Holy shit. That was literally watching 5 retards walk around. Holy shit, this is bad. All right, so let's watch this game 2. All right, so game 2. The reason why this is the most atrocious one of them all is because so everyone knows how to play jungle around here, right? So River takes Bel'Veth, who's a really strong pick on this patch. And in this game, just any league game ever, if you're actually good at the game, if you put a jungler, as far as River did, in this game behind, you are out of the game. You are completely useless. You cannot come back in the game, okay? Literally, remember, he's level 3 right now. He has no camps he took. He's just walking around. He's really far behind. It's essentially 4v5. And that's a massive window right there. Remember, River stole his Raptor camps. He stole his Wolves. He stole his Krugs. He's making him his bitch right now. It's literally such a gap. You're basically just a walking sack of gold at that point, you know? Then Shield goes up top, thinks he can gank a level 6 Cassante, and then dies again. So not only does he die, he has no camps, he has no experience, he has no gold. The game's over. GG Golden Guardians, let's go to game 3, because it's pretty over. It's a 4v5. Literally, he's worthless. Then Adam dies on Garen, okay? In this game, because the highlights won't show it. Remember the game we were watching? He walked mid lane at level 6, and he got chunked out. There's no way he's doing that against a better team than him. No way he does that disrespectful shit. Try that against JDG. The game's over right then and there. He literally in the void walked down.
Talk about Adam.
He's losing.
Oh, trust me. I got some.
And look who he does. Who he goes for a pick as a minion gets killed. Games and essentially BDS kind of start. I don't know how this is possible with this kind of a jungle start. Is they start crawling back even though Shio has literally been out of the game forever. So they gank Nook later on Bel'Veth, and Licorice ends up winning top side, essentially this game, right? Because he got destroyed in game 1.
Yeah.
So then what also counteracts this is, I don't know how the bot lane was losing this hard. They opted in for Callista and the Nico bot lane, but their bot lane was playing so bad. I honestly would have just given them utility. Like play like some Ashe or some Senna or some shit. Give them some utility because them having the carry tools was not it. And I even told Chaz, game 3, they're going to give him Leona because he can't play anything. If you can't even hit point and click CC, you're fucking screwed. Then look at what Stixday does. He's level 10. He just has a Bork. He goes up to a Triforce. He goes up to almost a Triforce Garen and just gets insta-killed. What? Sorry, a Stridebreaker. Or I forgot which item he had. He walked up to a Garen with half his mana with a Bork 2 levels down. You can't carry people that bad. Like, what are we doing? You can't carry someone that bad.
Yep.
Oh, he's Stridebreaker, my bad. Yes, he has Stridebreaker. Walks to a Garen with Stridebreaker. He has Bork, and he had half his health. He didn't even have his support extra, so he couldn't even ult it. And this is also the part where that was a great dodge on River's part. And I feel bad for River here. He gapped someone so hard, they're irrelevant, and his team is just griefing him. You can't, as a jungler, I'd be so fucking tilted if that happened. My brain would just be, I'm like, guys, we're done. Pack the bags. I would call the coach, homie, pack our bags. We going home tonight. This team is ass. Then later on this game, as you guys see, they try to go for Baron, and then their team fighting is so bad. Stick stays fighting the Garen again. I don't know how you got into this point with a jungler that far behind, your top laner that far ahead, your jungler that far ahead of the enemy jungler, with getting a tier 2. He's all this gold with Licorice. He's 2 items ahead of the people on BDS. BDS starts the Baron. Okay. Licorice goes and checks as he should. He's the tank. Okay. 6 days like, you know what? I'm just going to wander off in Fog of War by myself to fight the Garen. Sorry, it was Gory. Gory goes, you know what? I'm going to go challenge the fucking Garen. I mean, Gory can. He's utility. He has range. 6 days like, you know what? I'll just go and be in a bad position. The bad positioning ruined them. What is this team fight? This is terrible. 6 day is now fighting the Garen. Licorice is now chunked out. Gory's now dead. I saw this and I was like, nope, this team sucks. This is go home. Just pack your bags and take a shit and go home. This is terrible. This is so bad. Gory, even when he was ahead, was still losing to Nuck in lane. Crowny, we'll talk about him later. He's been on Ezreal this entire time. He's been on Ezreal. They only just give him Ezreal. Maybe he was doing bad in scrims. Maybe that's the only thing he feels comfortable carrying on right now. Even against Team Wales, I feel like I like Crowny. I think he's a good ADC. But I don't feel like right now, currently, when we are watching these best of fives, the best of series from him, I don't think he's been doing that much, honestly. Even when they were winning against Team Wales yesterday or lost, I don't feel like he was playing that well. I don't know what was up the right camera for this game. It was just doing some DJ shit right there. Wicca. I don't know what was going on with the camera these games. But yeah, man, what did you want to say about Golden Guardians' best of series against BDS?
They're mentally done. After game 2, you could tell they were just ready to go home.
And I've seen series like this where game 1 you get stomped, game 2 you have a shot at winning, but you throw it, and game 3 is just you're demoralized. Like if you can't win from a position like that, just throw your whole team in the trash. I'm not even kidding. Actually, just get rid of everybody. You're the coach too. You can't win from that position. You fucking trash. How do you win jungle that hard and your team throws like that? Levels of inting I'll never understand. Actually,
that's how it be.
So, game 3, who he can't play shit. So they give his ass Leona. I hope he can play Leona. No, he can't, because their bot lane has been bad the entire series. Actually, can't play anything. So what Shield does something really clever right here. On Sejuani, he goes and he steals River's red. Remember? Then he does that level 2 gank. So Shield steals the red, goes behind Licorice level 1. If you put Jax behind level 1 against Garen in a counter matchup like that one, it's over. Jax can't duel him. Game's over. Once I saw that, it was over. Game's over. He can't lane. Not that he personally can't lane himself. I mean, he can't have a stable laning phase after that.
Wait a second. I was about to say, why can't he lane?
Because not only will Garen have the push, Garen's also stronger early game than Jax. So if you put him behind, Jax naturally needs to Jax basically needs to have a safe laning phase for him to hit his power spike. If you put him behind, he's going to hit that power spike later on. Plus, Garen has a silence. Plus, Garen can also CS faster with his spin. So now you not contest the wave. You're also going to get silence as you catch the wave too. And also he can ult you if you get too low. That's why he took Ignite. He can just kill Jax. Jax is a late game champion. So if you put Jax too far behind, his late game ability doesn't get activated for a while. So you essentially just are playing 4v5 at that point, you know?
Gotcha.
Yeah, so if you have an early game counter matchup like that and you gank him and you put him that far behind, remember he had to blow his teleport early on, blew his flash. He lost his tower at 15 minutes in. So now he's perma behind. He can't really, in theory, catch up because, dude, look at the item discrepancy. He has Stridebreaker right now at 15 minutes in. Licorice barely just finished Divine Sunderer. That's how far behind he was. He was barely finishing item at 15 minutes in. Just, it's just things to keep in mind. You're not asking anything back, just letting you know. And then Gory is in a silent by himself against a Garen and gets killed by himself because reasons. Then the carry jungler River, they give their carry jungler River, who's Ivern. What? The only guy getting them anywhere, they give him Ivern?
Yeah, I was like, wait a second.
You just can't make this up. This is just so bad. So they draft themselves Ivern. Yeah, go ahead.
Yep.
Go ahead.
No, I'm saying this is the team you can tell was defeated. Like,
guys, they literally drafted Ivern in a team with Azir and Zaya. Now, in theory, that could work because of his stun, right? But there's no true follow-up damage. Licorice cannot be here. He's so far behind. He even lost to an Orianna. That's how far behind he is from that level 1 gank that Chio pulled off. Why he's in a silent by himself that far pushed up, he knows his season's over. He about to be home just jerking off on his computer. So, might as well just grief it harder, This is Grief City. Gory's right there for some reason. Why? I don't know. Gory thought he could save Licorice, even though he was already dead. It's Grief City around here in these streets, And they gave Sticks a Zaya like he about to carry anything. And he's over here positioning like that. Get the fuck out of it. Throw this team away. I'm done. Get this team out of my face. Boot the whole roster. I'm not even kidding. Keep Huhi potentially if you have faith in him. But
I'm getting rid of all 5.
You start from scratch in the off season, actually?
Fuck it. I mean, you look at this and you look at how they got in the spring. I wouldn't have faith in anybody, really. I'm like, maybe River, but that's a reach. Gory just looks like he just is so. People said they might be burnt out. And the reason why I want to keep Huhi, because I see Huhi on 100C, and I'm like, that's my bias too. I'm like, nah, I want to keep him. Part of me was like, you should, but at the same time, I'm like,
yeah,
like
it's one of those things where people said Gory was having homesick issues or he was feeling burnt out, and like you start hearing stuff like that, it makes more sense that he would. Korea? Yeah, it's crazy, but people have said, oh yeah, if he's in Korea, he has time to ramp up, and it's like I don't know where he ramped up to it. Because look, he was playing like straight trash.
He ramped up just to go back to his mama's house.
Yeah, Golden Guardians out here fucking making a jersey just for 3 games. Like Adam out here just being big old Chatham, pulling out the Garen with Ignite.
Yeah, now he out there all.
How the fuck can you do this? I want to show you guys just how bad and how far behind Licorice is right now. This is just completely terrible. This is how you know the game's over right here. So they're side laning. Garen, Adam sees him. He's like 2 levels down. He basically just spinning. He's just spinning. Ignite, flat, ignite, alt dead. He's 0, bruh. If I see that in any of my games, I know we're FFing. We ain't gotta go to motherfuckers be like, we're gonna scale. You can do that by yourself. I ain't doing that shit. I'm good. I ain't scaling with your feeding ass. Oh, God. All right, so Golden Guardians' year is over. This is honestly just a terrible way to end the year. Let's not play coy about this. This is a terrible year. This is a terrible way to end what is perceived to be their best year. There'll be many. Throughout many years, we'll probably figure out what happened. The players will probably just give a bunch of excuses, but I think it's a combination of potentially burnout, bad meta reads, and just bad play, just bad gameplay all the way around. Honestly, that's what I would chalk it up to. It could be one of many things, actually.
Yeah.
What do you think? For last thing, we'll talk about Golden Guardians because we're not going to talk about them until like the off season, actually. So,
Golden Guardians needs a reset, man. I don't know what's up with them. That was pitiful.
What we do know is they can't keep Gory. He's mentally just not there anymore. He's done.
Yeah.
Don't keep if you want to. I was literally watching BDS play Team Wales. That ADC that they have, what's his name? Artemis or some shit.
Yeah.
I literally minor region ADCs are better than Stixxay. Take one of them.
And the fucked up thing about it, I would just buy the whole Team Wales team. Fuck it. You saw what they did at BDS?
Dude, literally, we said Waka was better than Stixxay at MSI earlier this year.
Yeah.
You're sure playing better than Stixxay in that PSG
we would
Talon game.
Joke on that part, but my God, what the
when you saw the gap with like Wako and Artemis to Stixxay, you're like, that's what Golden Guardians will settle for?
If I'm the Golden Guardians owner, I'm flying over to Vietnam. That's where Team Wales is from.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm buying that whole team. I'm like, fuck
they're cheap as fuck.
I'm buying that whole fucking team.
I'll be like, hey, Maple, I know TSM did you bad. We got your back, homie.
Yeah, I'm buying that.
You trying to come?
I'm buying that whole I'm buying Team Wales because I'm like, wait a second. You saw what the fuck these motherfuckers just did to goddamn BDS? Just put their whole foot in their ass.
Yeah, and I know people are going to be like, but didn't Adam carry hard on Darius? I'm not saying he didn't. I mean, he's played very well, for being honest here, so far. But we told people, if you ban Darius from him, he doesn't look very good on the other picks, like Renekton, things like Cassante, right?
Yeah.
I don't know why Golden Guardians knew he'd pick Garen or Darius, choose to ban Darius, but they won't ban Garen. People do know you don't have to give them that. You can choose to not face that because that's the strength of their team. Literally, they know in leagues of game you can ban out people's strengths. If you know that's the strength of BDS, take out Garen and Darius. People are like, you don't gotta waste a ban on Garen and Darius. If that's literally how their team functions with this guy popping off, yes, you do, because they got nothing else. We saw when he plays Renekton and other things, he's not as good, right?
Yep.
Like, what are we doing here? Crazy shit, man. People are stupid.
Not even that, because BDS lived and died through Adam. It was like game one, he was their only motherfucking.
Like Shio only ganks for Adam right now. He only ganks for him, right? We've only seen Shio path to Adam's lane.
Yeah.
Because Shio's like, he's the only guy that's going to get anything done. Because Crowny, he's only been on Ezreal. They've only drafted him Ezreal. He's not really.
I was never a fan of Crowny. Son, I was like, nah, this guy's not good. I was never a fan of him.
It's because you hate German people.
Nah, I actually like German people. The issue is, I'm like, because you've been saying all year Adam's trash. I'm like, you sure?
I think he's not
the whole thing
good
with Doran.
On anything but his own specific picks.
It's the same thing with Doran. The people we say are you guys say are not good. Like, you sure they're not good? Because Adam was the only motherfucker.
No, I said Adam is only good on his own specific champions that he likes to play, like Garen, Darius, Set, Olaf. If he plays anything that's not those, he's just kind of average.
Okay,
The
one person you do got right, LeBron is absolute dog water. This motherfucker
this guy's terrible, man. It's criminal watching this guy play.
See, and the fucked up thing about it is Crowny's not existing. That's why you'll forget he's there sometimes. LeBron,
it's just trash. That nigga, man, I got dookie water.
I'm like,
how's that guy on any team? Oh, I gotta shout out, Team Wales. The game. So basically, Adam carries hard on game one. He's the only player on the team really getting anything carried done.
Yeah.
Adam carries game one. They win game two with Artemis playing Kaisa, actually, and then you have this game where Glory Hole picks LeBlanc, actually, and this game when Adam he just made some really bad decisions. Adam right there, he walked under their tier 2 turret. When they had Rift Herald summoned, look at this trolling shit this guy does. Why is he walking under there? What? Hi, Adam. If my top laner does that, we're out of that game. I'm not playing that shit.
I think he's trying to get a kill. I think
it's like that one king we had in that ARAM.
You know the issue is he was trying to get a kill, but
there's all these champions have way too many escapes.
He was trying to do something because
they're all too healthy.
But the issue is nobody else was doing anything. BDS was not there.
Yeah, but you can't int like that.
You can't int like that, but you gotta do something. BDS was not doing the damn thing. That's the sad. Like that's the sad part about it.
I mean,
like,
if his brain's off, that I mean, if he's like, hey, I got to do something to get this team ignited, because it really just honestly looks like Shio passed to his lane. If he doesn't get any lead from it, they kind of just like they're kind of just sitting and scaling. Only if Adam doesn't carry them. It's such a weird team. What an odd team. And it's crazy. He does it again this game. He does it again.
And then that's the sad part with with BDS, because you're thinking, okay, Nucker, Shale, some of those guys are non-existent. Ezreal literally was a non-factor this whole series. I think Cloud9 might have had 2 kills the whole series.
I think they need to get him off Ezreal.
He's
good at Ezreal.
First of all, his Ezreal's trash. This motherfucker ulted hit nobody. Just 7-10 split that shit right down the middle.
You're talking about the game 2, right?
Yeah, 7-10 split right down the middle.
It's the game 2 where Team Wales is basically. It was this game where Team Wales is just styling on them. They're in their base, just completely just disrespecting them, and then Cloud9 missed this. All right, so they're fighting. Everyone's seen the highlight. They all get out, right? Nook somehow just kills their top laner. I think Team Wales' top laner is so fucking boosted, but whatever. We'll talk about that later. They all get out.
No, not that one. There was another one he had where he could have got 2 to 3 kills. I think it was.
I don't know why he ulted right there. I would have just held my ult right there. I would have just kept poking. I'll just hold my ult, and I'll just ult right there, straight down.
That wasn't the one.
Talking about this one coming up right here. So I'll hold it back up. Somehow they can't get these kills, and he ults. Oh
yeah, that
Lord,
one. Yeah,
Jesus.
If he waits 2 seconds, he gets a double kill. Because they would have. Yeah, that's the one. If he waits 2 seconds, he gets a double kill.
Also factor in, guys, if you can't kill people that low, just the game's over. The game's actually just over. So yeah, they lost. I'm pretty sure they're playing later on tonight. I think they play tonight. Yeah, BDS loses series. They honestly just get shit stomped so hard. Also, Kai'Sa's really strong pick right now, and I mean, Carney's the only guy playing Ezreal right now. I don't know why they're tunneling so hard on the Ezreal pick. I don't understand it. He's one of your only secondary carries potentially, and he's on Ezreal. Now that Ezreal's a bad champion to play, he plays Ezreal specifically bad, actually. So, what else series we go over? BDS GG, Wales BDS. Oh, PSG Talon R7. PSG Talon just, I mean, it was the expected result.
Fit to them. Loud went in. Loud went in.
Oh, yeah.
Did what they were supposed to do.
Yeah, Loud won.
And DFM got absolutely fisted. Just,
oh God! Last night we were watching game 1, and we're sitting like, we're done. After watching game 1, I was like,
I came back up, watched game 2. I was like, oh yeah, nope, I'm done. This. Oh my God, DF. Yeah, they're talking about yeah. I was like, God damn. Yeah, they said, oh, Appleman been playing since 2012. I was like, nigga, how old is this nigga? I'm like,
it's just like DFM losing is like, all right, that sounds pretty legit. Sounds pretty on point. DFM out here drafting fucking Senna. Well, what they draft game 1 was Senna and Maokai bot lane. So they flexed the Maokai to support, and they brought in Senna against. It was game 1. Their draft was so bad. What's these wildcard teams drafting like this bad? Yeah, so their draft for DFM is Aatrox, Vi, Ari, Senna, and Maokai. They gave over and let through. Shit, you people not. Rumble, Sejuani, Jace, Draven, and Nautilus. On this patch right now for Worlds, you probably shouldn't let Rumble go through. Just being flat out honest with you. If someone drafts you, Aatrox into Rumble, and they don't ban it, go to your coach and punch that motherfucker in the face. I'm kidding. Like, he's so strong on this patch right now.
And he's OP on the damn patch.
Yeah, he should be banned on any side, if I'm being honest here. Unless you're somehow getting such a huge counter pick, you know? Yeah. Also, Kata, how you doing, man? And BDS is drafting. BDS's draft against Team Wales was Syndra and Taniko. They let Kaisa go through. And Rakan against Alistar and Ezreal. Oh my god. Jeez, man. I can't do it. Even in that game, they managed to win against Team Wales. Because just Darius carries them, you know? I swear, like, some of these teams, they're going to put better priority in which ADC you're picking. I think you should take Kaisa or Zaya right now. And I think Ezreal, maybe it's just Crowny, but I don't see Ezreal being that strong of a pick when you have these champions in the meta right now. It's kind of reminding me of Worlds 2019, you know, where Kaisa and Zaya were the strongest ADCs right now. Because, look, you feel like, but Udapon played Senna. Yeah, ain't nobody playing Senna ADC on this patch. Just being flat out honest with you. You shouldn't be. I mean, if you pair with a decent support, yeah, Maokai and Senna, they're pretty good bot lane in general. But yeah, I wouldn't say. But if you're giving over Rakan and Kaisa for it, I don't know about that one. You know. All right. So what are the games tonight, boys? What are the games tonight? K-Dot's booty is loose, and yeah, so is mine. You're like, okay.
PSG versus it's all the winners.
It's the winners. Oh, to get PSG, into the group stage, right?
No, it's for the 12, it's PSG versus Loud and Flying Oysters versus Team Wales.
Who you got?
I got PSG and I got Team Wales. I will go Flying Oysters, but honestly, the second game is a toss-up. I think PSG is going to stop the fuck out of Loud. And
would it be crazy if I said both PCS teams get through?
I would not be surprised.
Like
I think one of them is. Part of me wants to say BDS rebound, but part of me really hopes they just fall the fuck out and we can laugh at them even harder. I never thought they were good. I was like, oh, they're decent, but they're
right. PSG versus Loud. I'll go PSG.
I go PSG.
I'll just say both PCS teams win today.
Part of me wants to go T Wales, but I wouldn't be surprised if Flying Oyster wins. I'm gonna go T Wales just for the
GAM still in the tournament. Oh hell, goddamn! Friday's matchups are R7 GAM versus DFM BDS.
Yeah, DFM is R7 versus GAM and DFM versus Friday. I got GAM and I got BDS. If BDS loses to DFM, everybody needs to get fired. The coach needs to get fired. All of them need to pay for their play tickets home. Fuck it. Fuck them.
Yeah, no, I agree. That's why I have PSG, Flying Oysters, and Friday, GAM and BDS. I don't even really have faith in GAM or RCB either. These teams are like abysmally trash.
Okay, Saturday is world's best of 3. There's 2 best of 3s and a best of 5. Okay, that's mean. Okay. The first best of 5 is gonna be whoever wins between the top 2 teams. Okay, right. That's mean PSG is gonna. That's mean whoever wins today will be the last game on Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and all right, and then those 2 teams face whoever. The 2 teams are Friday. Oh, okay, I got it now. Okay, I got it. Okay, that's me. I kind of hope. Okay, part of me wants it to be PSG and Flying Oysters on Saturday morning or Saturday night.
Imagine a PCS fucking battle to get into the world's group stage.
Oh, that'd be crazy.
That'd be Man, just the narratives this year are fucking first and second seeds fighting each other. Crazy.
Again, those two be the. Matter of fact, I'm
what if it's a PCS first second battle and it's a VCS first second battle?
I don't think so. I don't think games making it out. This is so because I'm gonna go all the way to the. All right, I say you know what I'm gonna change it. I'm gonna go PSG and Flying Oysters are going to be the two teams facing 11 p.m. Saturday night. Those are going to be the two winners from today. Tomorrow, I'm going GAM and BDS, and now we're gonna have GAM versus Loud and BDS versus T Wales. I think this time, I think GAM beats Loud, but I would not be surprised if Loud beats GAM. And I do see a world where BDS rematches T Wales and beats them. I do see a world where BDS might have to go into a rematch against T Wales, and they have to beat them again. And then whoever those teams, and then after those team faces off, the best of five is gonna be whoever is the last two teams.
Yeah. I don't get the Ezreal priority from BDS. I think you need to drop the Ezreal priority. Crowny's not that strong on Ezreal. Just pick a carry, a more late game focused carry with some early game team fighting potential. You know, that's what I would say.
Yeah.
But those are my picks for Friday and today. Actually, I mean, hopefully we get some upsets in there. Hopefully.
Okay. It's gonna be a best of ones.
No, these are all best of threes this year.
No, next Thursday.
Next Thursday, it should be best of ones next Thursday. Yeah, it should be. After this stage, it's just BO1s in the Swiss stage with the main teams.
Okay.
Yeah, right. You're right. Yeah. All best of ones.
Okay, PSG versus Flying Oyster is gonna be. I'm guessing that's gonna be the 11 o'clock Saturday night game. I won't be watching that. Because hopefully asleep. And then we'll have Loud and GAM going against each other again.
Mm-hmm.
I would say they'll be the 3 o'clock.
What did you think about Brazil, Loud when they won against GAM?
I expected it. I've seen GAM play. GAM's good for their region, but
it's just Saya. That's it. It's just Saya and Levi. That's it.
Yep.
Yeah, for me, for Loud, I don't know how Robo is. I don't get it, man. I don't know how he gets away with this shit so much. God, watching that guy play is terrible. Holy crap. That guy is pretty boosted. Also, people not see how bad he was playing on fucking Cassante.
Yeah, it's crazy how Double Up got more viewers, or he just did. He had more viewers than Riot Game. It's like they both got 10K. It's like, good thing is you do got people co-stream. Bad thing is some of these co-streams can have more people than you. That's the crazy part.
That's Riot, man. They kind of shot themselves in the foot with that one too.
Yeah.
Which is, you give all those co-streaming rights and people choose to watch the guy with the scuffed production sitting in his bedroom beaten off with his hot girlfriend with a webcam and watching an actual production value put into it.
Talking with his two friends, Sneaky and Medios.
Like, I don't get it with people, man. It's the same thing of like, why watch someone play a video game when you can play it yourself? It's really weird. People rather watch. I mean, I get it. Double Up has the appeal to him. He's a popular player or popular former now returned player, but people would rather watch a guy from a webcam talk about League than the production value that Riot spent money on producing the event. It's
sometimes people don't like their professional person because they're too professional, and sometimes all the jargon. Jargon. The jargon just be losing motherfuckers. That's why it's like when I streamed, I had discussing like when I stream the Pokemon regionals, Pokemon doesn't actually give a fuck if you stream the regionals because it just it just gives them more. It's like, okay, cool. It's like I had like 10 people watching, just
cool.
me talking about me talking about why I play Charizard and or Chimpow's. Like Charizard is a strong deck. Chimpow's cool. Because I remember because I know for this weekend I won't be able to watch all the games. Because I know last weekend I was able to because I told people I'll be having a league challenge Sunday. That's me. I'm gonna try to get home as soon as possible and stream whatever I can. Because I just literally just go on. Okay, my thing is, okay, because part of it was scuffed at first, and then I just.
Oh, you're talking about when you were streaming it from your channel on like StreamYard, right?
Yeah, I use the Streamlabs because
I never actually worked Streamlabs.
Streamlabs is good because I try to use the other one. That shit, oh my god, that shit
like StreamYard. Yeah, I just
OBS. I can't use OBS.
Oh no, I don't do that OBS shit. No,
I don't use OBS. That shit is so scuffed. It oh my god. I can't do.
Yeah, all you gotta do is just add yourself, make sure your mic is good, share the screen, turn on audio. Just make sure you tap the audio button, and then you're good to go. That's all it really is.
Okay, that's me. I don't click anything for Twitch. Okay.
No, all you gotta do is just have the tab actually on your monitor, and that's it.
The tab?
Yeah, just make sure when you select the tab, that you're selecting that tab you're on, and then you hit the button for the audio to play through, and you're good.
Okay. Yep.
Because if you select a tab and it's not there, that it won't play the audio through.
Yeah, that's why. No, because I realized that the first time I had to end stream and then I had to turn back on. But the good thing is the Pokemon stream was kind of having like technical difficulties too.
Yeah, you get some decent traction when you talk about some of the best decks from Pokemon and stuff like that.
Yeah. Someone said, "Oh, would you do the one for Yu-Gi-Oh?" I was like, "I could," because Yu-Gi-Oh doesn't bother people with it either. That's why I might do the one for Yu-Gi-Oh depending on what day it is. But
last video you put out was the top 8 decks from Pittsburgh Regionals.
Yeah, I was supposed to do one for Peoria, but some of the audio there. I did a new video today, but I was like, dude, I am burnt. Not burnt because of the videos, not because of work, because of the other thing I'm doing. I'm like, man, I know I go. No, after this, I think I gotta do one video about the top 8 decks from Peoria, and then I'm gonna jump right into talking about Sacramento.
Mm-hmm.
Because pretty much what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna combine it. I realized instead of doing 2 separate videos, I'm gonna just do one, not short video. It's gonna be like 15 minutes. Me talk about top 8 decks. I don't go top 16, top 32, that's because top cut it's like 100 decks. I'm like, oh, that's too much. Because the way I was like, yeah, that's too many fucking decks. And then eventually I'm gonna talk about Chimpal and Charizard, like my 2 favorite decks right now. Mm-hmm. But yeah, this meta's crazy. For League is this shit's crazy because it's like, hey, you want to think in any world that Team Wales would just beat the brakes off BDS? There's no world. And then if you told me a month ago that Adam was gonna be the best player on the team, I would have slapped the shit out of you. Adam,
if you told me that Adam would get Darius, one of his best champions, and carried an entire game the way he did, I was like,
not just carried, absolutely fisted.
He destroyed Team Wells' top laner. I would have got so demoralized on stage. All people looking at me, and I went 0.
He got a triple kill.
The Renekton was 0-5. He solo killed him 3 times in a row. Bruh, get off the stage. Unplug your computer and go home. I'm good on that.
Just absolutely fisted. Just not even. Just
Like he is actually kind of playing pretty good. So like if you give him, he's been playing pretty good so far.
yeah.
It's just because right now he is their strongest player. If he's not having a good game, it just looks so like
If you told me that he was the strongest player, I would have looked at you and be like, "Nigga, what drugs you are?"
And really, him having these strong games is off the back of teams not even banning out his best champions. Or he can only have these great games on his best champions. This is what he feels comfortable on.
Exactly.
And I always say this. Pro players should, no one's listening to me, I'm crazy, but him doing that should be like, I'm not saying inspiration, but it shows like, hey, you can play your best shit just as long as you're good at it, and we know these players are, you can play these picks. You can play these solo queue picks. I do believe these solo queue picks have a place in the meta. They get constant buffs. People just don't play them. Like, there should be no world we don't see Kled. That's a strong champion. There really should be where we don't see Darius either. I get people don't want to play Garen. He gets like kited out. But yeah, Garen's pretty strong early on in the game. There's plenty of top lane champions people just gave up on. Like you said, I know you like Tryndamere. Is there any reason not to play Tryndamere? Tryndamere is pretty freaking strong.
Yep.
And he's stronger than Jack's late game too, where he just one-shot you with 2 autos. Like, why don't we play Tryndamere anymore? People just tunnel so hard on the meta that they forget there's other things that are just as strong that you could play that is strong right there in front of you. Like, why is Gwen not played? Gwen is pretty strong, guys. Kennan's insanely strong. I mean, I think the players hopefully can understand that, actually. But that's pretty much it so far. I wanted to give you guys an extra bonus episode, this week, actually. Thank you guys for your support. Definitely means a lot. I'm trying to put out more consistent content. There's a lot of news going on right now. Don't worry. If it's news, I've definitely heard about it, and I will be making videos about it. Don't worry. There's some juicy stuff out there that I'll be making content on. It's just, give me some time. But what's going on with you, man? Got any videos coming out soon for Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh stuff?
I got Yu-Gi-Oh. I'm gonna get back into that soon because I decided to not do the Yu-Gi-Oh Agent Overlord thing this weekend. I'm just gonna pick up the cards because I realized I will waste too much money trying to pick up cards pre-release, and then I'll just wait a week and the cards will fucking tank. I'm like, that's fine. It's like I'll go to Pokemon pre-releases because at least I get $30. I get 4 packs of the actual deck to play with. You can literally just buy cards, and just play with whatever deck you already have. I'm like, I got Pokemon videos. I do got a Yu-Gi-Oh video coming about. Pretty much like an update video where I've been and why I haven't been playing Yu-Gi-Oh. That's gonna come out soon. It's just me ranting for like 8 minutes about like why I prefer Pokemon right now, and and just give my reasons. Other than that, not too much. Of course, you'll catch you on this channel, talking to this black man. And,
hot, sexy, rich black man is what you mean, right?
And try to fuck his ass, I'm out there watching her. I ain't gonna lie, man. It's like I can only watch her videos at home because it's like I don't feel right watching her ASMR videos at work because it's just her smacking. I was like, okay, this feels weird. It feels weird at work. At home, it doesn't feel weird, but at work, it feels like extra weird. Yeah, it's like crazy.
Oh, it's remember that she had a short that got a decent amount of views.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, she did.
Yeah, she was talking about what makes a man or some shit, and Michael just told me L. Michael just commented L because I said L on her comments, and she just said L to me. I was like, oh my god, Jesus Christ. God. So what does she value in a man? Obviously me, because reasons.
Reasons. Just reasons.
That's all it really boils down to. What else is there? But yeah, guys, thank you for watching so much. So the Iron Man podcast. Yes, I'm gonna have the Iron Man podcast up, hopefully on the podcasting platforms. I've been trying to get it up there, but the files are not processing for some reason. So I gotta contact I need to contact like Anchor or whatever, because I downloaded the files off Twitch when I was doing them. I have access to the files. It's just I downloaded them off Twitch and it wasn't processing. So I said, do I download them through Rumble? He was like, try that. So I'm gonna try that right now. I'm gonna download the first episode and see if that can process it. If not, I'll try another way. I'll get the episodes there, guys. Don't worry. We're gonna have it up there. I will be playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel very soon. I was trying to wait until the new Salamangreat support came because I kind of want to play Salamangreat with the new support, but you know how Master Duel can be.
I might be streaming Master Duel. I might be streaming Pokemon PTCG Live. But
yeah, I don't get why you don't stream the TCG Live Pokemon thing. I know you like it a lot.
Oh, it's bugged. It's bugged out. It's I tried to play and it literally crashed my game because my opponent played some bullshit. And he was trying to make me concede. I was like, dude, I'm not conceding. And then so whatever deck he was playing had a bug in it, like the system, and it just shut down and made him concede. I was like, fuck this. Not right now. I love PTCG Live, but that is because that bug would just make you not want to play anymore. As I'm like, you know what, guys? I'm gonna play Master Duel or League. I'm not doing this. That irks me. That irks me to the core.
See, I'm trying to download one of the files right now. It said file download, and it's not even going. Like, what is going on with this shit?
I will not be going now. Yeah, no, I will not be playing PTCG. I will not be playing PTCG Live on on stream until they get that, until they fix it. If they don't fix it, okay, cool. Yep.
Yeah, and if you could not have catch the episode live on YouTube or Twitch or Twitter, on my Twitter page, they're also out there too. I'll be putting out these episodes, obviously, moving forward now on Spotify, all the podcasting platforms. The biggest ones that are in the description box below are the ones that's where we're like our biggest people are, you know. So our biggest places you can find us if you're on like Spotify and the podcasting platforms are see here, we have Audible, Spotify, Pandora, and Amazon Music. Those are our 4 biggest ones right now. And yeah, thank you guys for watching so much, and we'll see you guys later. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this bonus episode tonight, and see you guys later. See you guys on Sunday, 5:30 or 6 p.m. PST. See you guys later. Deuces.